Hey everyone, it's John, and I'm going to do my day 14 update of my 30-day juice fast. It is currently 6:57 on Wednesday, January the 22nd. As you can probably tell from my eyes, I am tired. My eyes have a tendency to show when I'm tired. I've worked a long week this week, and it's been a stressful week, but an also successful week at work, so it's really rewarding. But I'm probably going to continue to work 12, 13-hour days today and tomorrow. Or tomorrow and Friday, excuse me. Friday, it's going to be a long day because on Friday I'm working probably a 12-hour day, but I also have to travel to Seattle that day, so I get up around 4:30 in the morning to get there, and I'll probably end up working till 6 p.m. So, long day on that day, but it'll be worth it. It's setting myself up for really good things to happen next week because I'm running a few different projects at work. So I've gotten some questions actually on Facebook messages and YouTube messages on what I do. I'm a process improvement manager for a very well-known internet retail company. So I run projects and things like that. That's like a very, very short way to say what I do and what my job is, but people want to know. I had to go to the grocery store again because I forgot to get Roma tomatoes. I didn't forget to get them, but I was going to get some beefsteak tomatoes. But I prefer Romas because I think they juiced better. But when I was at the grocery store yesterday, they didn't look so great. They weren't really red. They were kind of had some lighter colored spots, and I just didn't really feel like I should buy those. And then I just ended up leaving the grocery store without getting tomatoes at all. And you can ask anyone that knows me. I am not a tomato person. Salsa is fine. Like I'm not really a fan of ketchup. But ask anyone that knows me. They'll tell you that I don't like tomatoes. And the funny thing about it is I don't like tomatoes on sandwiches. But I will eat a tomato sandwich. I know it sounds completely nuts. But growing up in Georgia, we had some, I forget what they're called. I think they're called Georgia red tomatoes. And just by themselves on a sandwich is great, but I don't like the acid when I'm eating a sandwich with other things, meat or cheese or lettuce or whatever it is. But I found out that, again, my taste buds are changing, and things like that. But I found out that I actually like the tomato juice, like in the evening meal that I make. Typically, I'm starting to warm that up the past week or so I've done that. Warming it up, and I just really like it. And if I don't have the tomato in there, it's missing something, and I can tell that it's missing something. But I found some great tomatoes today, and just wanted to show you these. And I'm glad that I didn't buy the ones from yesterday, but these are really, really red. I'm not really sure if the camera... the front-facing camera on this phone isn't as good as the back one, but they're really, really great. They're organic, and I got about 4 pounds of them for $2 because they were on sale. I think 89 cents a pound, which is fantastic. Oh, no, not 89 cents a pound. That'd be $4. Gosh, that's like 50 cents a pound that I paid for those, and I got like a whole sack full of them. I also got some interesting things at the grocery store that I've never had, but I'm like, hey, I'm juicing, I'll experiment with some stuff. So this guy, a huge citrus, it's called a pomelo. It smells kind of like a grapefruit mixed with a lime. And, I don't know, grapefruit and lime is what it smells like. I'll juice it tomorrow morning, or at least half of it. It's pretty huge, but the flesh feels really thick, so we'll see. We'll see. That's interesting. I got a papaya. I've actually never had a papaya. I've had papaya flavored and papaya in things, but I've never had a papaya, so I got one of those. And I got 2 mangoes. They were $1 each, and they're usually $2 or $3 each here in Washington State. And I got some kiwis because I actually really like kiwi. I'm not really sure how well they're going to juice, so we'll see. It says it's high in vitamin C, potassium, and antioxidants, and there's no fat. Well, I wouldn't really think so, but yeah, got a package of those. And this package of Buddy's kiwi fruit was about $1.50. Like the grocery store I went to, like there's tons of stuff on sale in the produce section, so I'm kind of bummed that I didn't go there yesterday. But there's like really 4 or 5 grocery stores within 15-minute drive from where I live. So it's not too shabby. Anyway, that's it. So really long day for me. I'm going to make my dinner juice with tomatoes and carrots and celery and kale. I'll probably actually, instead of kale, I'll probably use some romaine lettuce because I have that in my fridge and it's been in there a few days. So I want to go ahead and juice that. And make my normal dinner meal. I'm going to put, some spices and stuff in it. And, yeah. So that's it. Anyway, I'm signing off. Tomorrow is official weigh-in day, so I'll do that in the morning when I get up. And I'll report back to you guys tomorrow what the weight loss is since Sunday. So appreciate all your support. Thanks for commenting and thumbs-upping and subscribing to my channel. It's really encouraging that I'm helping some of you guys. Again, this is my first juice fast, and whatever I have to learn that you can learn from me and not make the same mistakes or the same choices that I do, or maybe you want to copy some of the same things that I do great or that I do successfully, then awesome. Oh, I want to be transparent also. So one thing that I've been thinking about all day today is a cheeseburger. I don't know why. I'm not a huge cheeseburger fan, but I think I may have just seen a few too many commercials about cheeseburgers in the past few days, and I'm not going to break down and go get one. I'm not saying that I'm jonesing that bad for it, but once I wean myself off the juice fast and am able to take solid foods again, I'm going to go to a really upscale place and buy a burger. Because, I don't think, as upscale as you can go, a burger's a burger. But I don't want a fast food burger. I'm talking a gourmet burger. Maybe a Kobe beef burger. There's a restaurant here that serves Kobe beef, which is the American version of... No, is Kobe beef the Japanese version? Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's Kobe beef, and then there's Wagyu beef. And I think Wagyu is the American version of Kobe beef, and Kobe beef is a Japanese, grass-fed kind of beef, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's correct. Yeah, one of those, because, if I want to eat a burger, and after I've done this juice fast, I'm going to eat one that is, grass-fed and well taken care of animal before it was killed. And, you know what? That actually brings me to another point. And, I think I had written this down to talk to you guys about. So bear with me while I ramble for a second. And I always say that I'm going to end these videos and then I just keep talking and keep talking. So glad you guys are sticking with me. But I've watched a few documentaries, if I may be honest. I watched a lot of documentaries that are about food and how we treat animals and how we have pesticide problems and how we have issues with the food in our country and blah, 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 blah. There's tons of them. And for every thing that we do right, there's 10 things we do wrong, apparently, in these documentaries. But I've seen a few too many documentaries where they're showing the treatment of animals in this country, and especially the animal farms where they're raised for meat. Now, this is where the opinion comes in that, this is going to sound granola and crunchy and hippie and all kinds of things, and I'm okay with it. But the way that we treat our meat before we consume it has to have some sort of effect on what we're eating. And don't go and Google this, because I'm a tender-hearted person, and I like animals. I'll eat animals. I don't have a problem with it. I think that if you get too far away from your food source, you kind of lose I go to the grocery store and get chicken, so I don't really think about what happens before it gets there and how the animal is treated. But just something to start thinking about. I'm rambling now. Where was I going with that? I'm telling you, once I work these long days and it gets to 7 o'clock, my brain just it's done. I can't even really think straight. Oh, I know what it was now. So I've seen way too many documentaries where these animals are treated really, really badly. For me to continue to play into that system and put my money into that system. Now, I know for some people it's not an option, because the conventional meat that you buy at a grocery store it could be already a stretch for you. It could be something that you can't afford to buy free-range organic eggs, and or even buy them locally, or buy your dairy products locally. I'm not going to buy as much dairy, because I find the older I get, the more lactose intolerant I'm getting. I've always had a bit of lactose intolerance, and my mom is completely lactose intolerant. And I think that the older I get, I'll be 30 in May, but like the older I get, I've noticed it's got worse and worse. So it used to be like, if I just drank milk, that would mess with me. Now, like if I eat ice cream or yogurt, that messes with me. It's like as it goes up the scale in solidity, the less it messes with my system. So like cheese, I think is fine, but if I eat a lot of cheese, I just have I have problems. So I'll leave it at that. I have problems. Yeah, so I know it's not really an option for everyone, but after this juice fast, I'm just really feeling that I should probably go to at least a 70% vegetarian diet. Notice I didn't say vegan, I said vegetarian. I'm not to the point where I want to become a vegan yet. And I've mentioned that before, eating meat once or twice a week is a goal. And I think that I have to make a better choice of where that meat comes from, and making smart choices in the restaurants that I go to, making smart choices in the meat that I bring into my home, and making sure that I know that it's a stand-up company. There are websites you can go to that tell you how ethical that company is and how they treat their animals on a sliding scale, so you can actually see, because there are some actual conventional companies that do well. They're smaller companies, so they're probably ones that are only available in your state or in your area. I'm lucky to live in a place like near Seattle, and Seattle folks are very conscious about this kind of thing. And there's some farmers markets and things that I could go to, and I did my research online, and I can go into maybe the next county over and buy meat. I know I can get eggs, and I know I can get dairy products locally. I might have to find a friend that'll go in with me and buy like half a cow or something. Where you go in and I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but you find a farmer, and you can kind of meet with them, and you'll learn about these kind of people like from a friend, but here there are people who have their own websites about this. But you can go and visit the farm. You can actually see the cow that you're going to be getting, and they raise the cow for you, and they slaughter it and butcher it, and then you pay whatever amount it is. And it's kind of expensive because you're buying it all at once, but it's actually cheaper than going to the store and buying like pounds of beef, right? Because it's going directly to that farmer who's probably the butcher too. So it goes directly to them, which is great for the local economy. My reflection back there. Great for the local economy, and it's good for you because you know where your food came from. And they do the same thing around here with pork, and I'm not really a pork fan, honestly. I like sausage, but that's about it. Any other kind of pork I don't really care for. Pulled pork sandwiches are like the exception. Pulled pork sandwiches and sausage, if I can find a good barbecue place, oh, it's so good. Barbecue, that's another thing I miss. Getting so distracted, I'm telling you, my brain is done. But yeah, you can go in and buy chicken, you can buy beef, you can buy eggs, you can get all that kind of stuff. So if I'm going to contemplate going against what the American normal diet is, where it's like half meat on your plate every meal, then that's probably going to be really affordable for me, and I can do that, and I can feel good about what I'm eating, and continue to go to the grocery store and buy my produce and eat mainly vegetarian. So long diatribe off of that subject with my documentary. I mean, I love documentaries, so I've just watched way too many of them, but anyway. Okay, I think I'm really, really done now, so you guys can stop listening to me ramble. So, thanks everybody. This is day 14, signing off. Tomorrow is my halfway day. I just realized that. Woohoo! I made it 15 days! 15 days of 30 tomorrow, so that's really exciting. And it's a weigh-in day, so really, really cool. I'll see how much I've lost in 15 days. So, anyway, bye everyone. I will see you tomorrow.